Bible Lab.
The Bible Lab podcast.
Everything is applied physics, right? Because that's the most basic study.
Well,
How does the universe
pure,
work? You
pure
start with that.
mathematics is what they say is the most basic.
Or does math describe what physics is exploring? Is that a way to express the topic versus a science itself? Math is just,
I'm out of my depth.
It's just a language. It's not necessarily a field of research, right?
Well, it is
I don't know,
because
is
they
that
figure
true?
out like new mathematics.
That's true. Like a lot of
formulaic ways to
dimensions.
solve problems
One of the
and
ways they know dimensions exist is because they exist in math, and
Right.
there's no other ways to really talk about it, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
But like not all
I
infinities,
blacked out for a minute. What are you guys talking about?
just everything.
My
man.
brain really couldn't handle that.
But like not all infinities are equal. Does that fuck you
like,
up a little
there's
bit?
an infinite number of numbers between 1 and 2,
Right.
but
So-
none of them are 3.
right.
Well,
So like if you're
digit 3 is.
if your infinite
Something
set
in there.
The digit 3 is.
if
but
your infinite
3
set
is
is all the whole numbers, that's infinity.
Yeah.
But if your infinite set is all the whole numbers plus their halves,
That's also infinity. It's a larger infinity.
Or all the whole numbers plus one.
it's mind blowing. Yeah, that's why the universe is infinite, but that doesn't mean what we think it means.
I don't think.
Things can be bigger.
Next time on Babble Lab.
I think there's also a theory that the
explore
universe,
the
is not
universe.
infinite. Too.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
we just start this episode. Should we start the episode?
Sure.
Are we recording?
Play your little ditty. Are you going?
Oh, yeah, we're recording.
Okay, here we go.
God, how many times are we going to do this bit?
I like this bit.
Nice save. Nice save,
Don't
Jeff.
do it, Jeff. That's violent. You just stepped on his shoes.
His proverbial shoes.
No, yeah, you.
I'm sorry for the things that
Welcome
are
to
in my hands.
Babble Lab, episode 12.
More than I
The
expected.
show where we.
Where we talk about physics and their mind-blowing properties.
That's all we do here.
So I wanted to say about the universe
hammering,
being being infinite.
No, no.
I heard not Carl Strauss. What's his name?
Levi Strauss.
yeah.
Karl
And
Marx.
Jeans maker.
No, there's
Marx.
Lawrence Krauss. Lawrence Krauss.
He was a genetic scientist.
Sounds just like Carl Strauss.
He did all genes.
He said this one thing that it just blew my shit. It was that the universe might not be infinite, but imagine, because we can just see as far as light comes to us. But what if space is expanding faster than light travels? Like there's light particles that are riding a wave of space expansion.
So you're saying it is finite.
That'd be
It
fucking,
could be. Yeah,
that'd
the
be
universe
fucking
might
man.
not be.
What I read the other day,
Infinite.
and
It's ever expanding.
again,
See it.
Dropping on that wave.
I'm way out of my depth, but it was that they've basically narrowed it down to the universe could be flat, convex, or concave in shape.
Well, the Earth is flat, so if we extrapolate that to the rest of the
Right, then it's flat.
No, wait.
And if it's flat or convex, I think it's finite, and if it's concave, then it's infinite. I don't know why, and I didn't want to read further than that because I was like, again, this is going to
Just
be a
not
rabbit
equipped
hole.
for
I have
this.
like other shit
Well,
that I
that
have to
sounds
figure
like
out.
the whole like time-space fabric thing where like the,
where you can
gravity. That's
a hole
explaining
in it.
gravity. It's like the
Where it's
a
just
planet. A
warping.
planet is sitting on the actual fabric,
plane,
and it like
right.
warps the fabric.
Yeah.
and that's
That's what gravity is. Yeah, it's
Well, that's what
space time
they
pushing.
don't know that's what
against
gravity
you,
is.
against your math.
they don't know
theory,
that's what
right?
gravity is.
The math says that's what it is.
Yeah, I think
I don't think it's ever been
I think
proven.
it's pretty widely
probably a theorem.
accepted that that's what it is. But it's one of those things that like, how are you going to prove that definitively?
Yeah.
Well,
I think gravity is one of the things that they know like least about the forces of all the different forces. Like they know more about the strong force than they do
I
about
think we're
gravity.
finally able to measure it, right?
I heard something about
They did that thing where they shine two lasers, and this one changed, and then that one changed.
Yeah.
So that indicated a gravimetric wave for some reason.
Yeah, there was something. It was recent too.
Yeah.
It was only like maybe a year ago or
Just
less.
how precise this instrument had to be was impressive on its own. It was wacky.
Yeah. It's crazy that we can do that and then still think that the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
it's different people doing
Know
that.
that the Earth is flat.
Yeah, it's new.
Just want to correct
That's
you.
how they proved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finally opened my eyes to the dinosaurs being fake.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
Satan
obviously.
put the bones on Earth to test our faith
damn
in
it, Satan.
the Old
he
Testament.
keeps doing that. He keeps bamboozling us.
He jerbied us.
That's his whole
again.
thing. That's his whole thing. He comes on Earth.
It's basically the Bible was a long story of like Satan's shenanigans.
Yeah.
It's just like doing all kinds of wonky shit.
He's like the guy in the sitcom that's just kind of messing around. He pops in.
Satan.
Kramer.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
You
Every
guys
time he comes
got
on
me
screen.
again.
I've never made it through a Seinfeld episode. Do you guys like Seinfeld?
I love Seinfeld.
Yeah, Seinfeld's
It's a
fun.
great show. You'd love it. It's a show
hate
about
it.
nothing.
I heard that its ending is awesome, so I now want to watch
Listen.
it.
We're a show about
not
nothing.
like
They're
the
a show
ending.
about nothing.
Yeah.
I was on Team Home Improvement during that era.
I love.
My
Home
understanding
Improvement,
is it's a show about awful people.
too. No, it's not. It's a show about nothing.
That's the whole shtick of it.
They're awful in that like most people are awful.
Right. That's
It's
I
not
don't-
like
I don't
Always
mean they're
Sunny.
like-
Always Sunny is awful people.
They're
but
not.
I,
Yeah, they're
my
not like
understanding is they're also
surprisingly awful.
narcissistic and like just.
Not really.
I'm wrong. Okay.
No,
I've
no.
never
not
watched
to the
it,
same
so-
extreme.
No,
it's
it's, it's like a normal person like trying to just get through the insanities
If
of
anybody
life.
has watched all of Seinfeld, give us a synopsis.
I've watched all of Seinfeld.
Drop a line. Oh, well, be better at this then.
What's it all about?
It's literally
to quote
it's
Limp
literally
Bizkit.
it's a show about nothing. It's just like a peek into the
Well,
life.
it's not
and like,
literally about nothing.
well, I mean, every episode something new comes up, but there's
the
no
episode is not like video footage of a vacuum.
there's very few
Even that would be
That's still
something.
a vacuum.
That's true.
Brain
You
teaser.
define it.
Describe a show about nothing. Can you?
all right.
What if it was just blank the entire time?
That
Well,
would be-
that's how we know God exists.
It wouldn't be about something.
because
The
we can't
absence-
describe a show about nothing.
the absence of something is something,
but it wouldn't be about something.
right? Zero is a number.
It wouldn't be about something.
It
is the lone.
Nothing is something.
But it could not be.
But
about
here's the thing.
what it is.
It's not about something.
My
though.
brain hurts.
I
The
don't
word
want to do
the
this.
word about is what you're getting is you need to embrace. About implies like a subject matter.
Yeah, and the subject matter of this would be nothing,
Exactly.
which is
Yes,
something.
which is nothing.
Which is also
But
something.
it's also nothing. If
Yes.
the subject matter is nothing, then it's a show about nothing.
don't
Even
like
if nothing
this.
is something.
Oh, that's true. You got me.
There we go. We got it.
So next,
All right, and that was Babble Lab.
next episode will be our episode about nothing.
I want to pick some shit. What kind of do we have a new hat?
Yeah,
Oh, so-
of course we have
I don't know if anyone's figured out the structure of the show where every other episode we do whodunits, and every even episode we do heard of it, where we have a
Yeah.
pre agreed upon topic.
Nobody cares.
We said fuck it this week, and we're just going to talk about nothing.
more who
And this is mostly my fault.
And
One,
no one's noticed.
I derailed the last one bad enough that we only got through one whodunit.
Yes.
And then two, our next heard of it, I want to break my trend and actually read
Yeah, which would be totally unheard of. I
for
don't know
like
if you-
for like 15 minutes.
we were talking
I
about
wanna
this
read about it.
before the episode, how we've heard feedback that Jake dominates the conversation. And I think there's two reasons for that. One is he says things that we are obligated to address.
like legally we have to address it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of disclaimers that come
But
with what he says.
number two is not a reason, it's another factor to consider here, is that during the heard of it, where we're talking about stuff we've actually researched, Jake is absent.
Yeah, I'm very quiet
He has
for most of the episode.
nothing to say.
I listen and I digest, and then I come up with what my input is.
And then he extrapolates.
Yeah. How can I horrify them
says
with my
something
new
terrible.
conclusion? Yeah.
His extrapolation usually takes us down another dark road.
So next week we think will be universal income vis-a-vis automation. Maybe.
No, I don't know if it is. Oh, I don't know if it's going to be.
Well, that's why it's such a hot topic these days.
Well, next episode will probably be around 4th of July, and we might have guests.
Well, that's not when we'll be releasing it. So when we'll be recording it.
Oh, God.
So don't confuse everybody.
Dun, dun.
Yeah,
Oh no, we
this is
revealed
the-
our secrets.
Oh, we don't. We totally don't record 3 of these at a time.
No,
one
what?
weekend a month.
No, this is a new weekend.
Yeah. Which day is this?
New day, new hat.
Actually, I think this episode comes out after 4th of July, so that they'll already know from context.
All right, let's restart. Hold on 1 second.
Did we-
Welcome to Babble Lab.
Welcome to Babble
Don't
Lab.
touch him.
Episode 11.
No. 12.
The show
Episode. God, okay, wait.
where we don't ever.
No.
Welcome
Use
to Babble
hammers.
Lab.
No.
Episode 12, before 4th of July.
I've never seen a nail in my
Hey, are
life.
you guys looking forward to 4th of July? I think it must be next weekend at
Sorry, I
this point.
touched your face.
Did you guys notice
okay.
how in that one episode Jake couldn't say hammer?
I kept saying Hamill.
Hamill.
Yeah, what the fuck is hammer?
I was getting to the nail part too quickly.
You did it every time. Wait,
I was.
Hamill.
I think that was after we instituted the 1 beer per episode rule too.
no, episode 5 did that.
that was
the
pre.
merits of cannibalism.
That's where it got out
I
of
was
hand.
so
Where I was
excited
too
about
drunk?
that episode. Yeah, because Allie, I was telling my wife, we went so off the rails. This episode's hilarious. And then we both listened back to it, and she's like, yeah, that's your worst episode. I'm like, yeah, I think you're right.
now that I'm sober, yeah, you're right. Here, drink a few beers, then let's listen again.
and you'll get it.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
She's like, nope, still terrible.
yeah, well, that's just kind of our existence.
Yep.
I have a new hat this week.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Look
so
at that thing.
Wow.
yeah, as you guys can all see what it is.
Fancy.
Do I even need to tell you? All right, I'll describe it. It's one of those
For the listeners.
one of those coonskin hats.
Coonskin.
That's
Ooh,
racist.
Was that Davy Crockett?
A raccoon.
Jesus Christ.
What the heck?
Not that kind of coonskin.
Raccoon.
Oh, so like pandas.
We have to cut the entire first part of this episode. It's
Panda skin, right?
Remember how
crap.
episode 5 was our worst episode?
Yeah.
we're gonna.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Sometime you gotta top it.
This is going to be the Clover Garfield of topics, or what the fuck was his name?
The Clover.
Oh,
Garfield. Clover.
Garfield
Fields?
Cleaver.
No,
Cleveland.
guy?
Cleveland.
No.
Grover.
15
Cleveland
minutes ago.
Garfield.
Grover
It
from
wasn't
Sesame Street.
It wasn't Garfield.
Cleveland. Are you talking about the president?
No,
President.
no, the topic from last episode.
Oh, I'm talking about the president. No, Crosby Garston.
Curtis Clofield.
Crosby Garston. Yeah.
Crosby Garston. I'm talking about the president Garfield.
This is going to be
Clover
the
Garfield and Crosby Garfield.
Skimmer.
this is going to be the
Mention.
Crosby Garston of episodes.
No,
the
but
most underwhelming.
there was a
poorly
president-
selected.
There was a president.
All right, let's stop talking
Garfield,
about the episode.
right?
Yeah, the little orange cat.
This sounds
No,
like
president.
this sounds like trucker babble. Like Clover Garfield, I'm hauling logs.
Yes, rubber ducky. I
Yeah,
see
there
that.
you go. Convoy.
Dirty Bird.
Oh, what's that movie where they do that? He's riding
Convoy?
he's riding in a car, 70s.
Duel?
Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, Smoking the Bandit. It's a good one.
I've never seen that.
All right, what's
I don't
our
know how
topic?
I knew that.
Okay, what do we have to find out?
Wait, what's our hat?
Yeah, what's our hat?
The coonskin.
Oh, the coonskin. We got
We've already-
I had a whole issue
All right.
around the hat.
What's our racist topic?
It's not gonna be. Why is it racist?
You're pulling out of
Coming out of
I-
Jeff said something.
Well, you knocked the other one off, so that's your
Because
choice.
it's being viewed through the lens of.
What is it?
Is that part of it, or is that a scribble?
That's a scribble.
Ninja cocks.
No, Ninja rocks.
That's for sure a C.
My R's look like
Let me
C's.
see this. That's Ninja Cox. All
Ninja cocks.
right. The topic is Ninja Cox.
It's a Freudian slip.
All right, so
Wait, I need to take
you obviously meant to do that.
I need to take a picture of this for the Facebooks.
This one's actually pretty interesting.
Ninja
I know
cocks.
a lot of mine aren't.
Okay,
let's see
our,
where
our ninja rocks. What you would throw as a ninja to distract that it gives you the little puff of
Like before they had ninja stars.
no, but it's their distraction.
Oh,
I'm gonna
It's
I'm
like
gonna
the-
say that
the smoke bombs, ninja rocks.
Jake, I'm surprised you don't know what this is.
I want to say it's something you freebase. Like, oh, you got some ninja rock, and you
Freebase?
just light it up in a pipe and smoke it.
yeah.
You know?
You don't know your drug terminology.
I don't know what that
Cool.
means. Free base.
Well,
like
I
base
think
jumping.
I think it's when you've
like
turned the
freeballing.
drug into a crystallized smokable form.
It's like smoking the or chasing the dragon.
bandit.
You heard about that? Instead of injecting heroin, you
you can smoke heroin.
do that and you waft the fumes.
Oh,
That's like the spoon
that's
and
a
the lighter.
safe way to
Yeah.
smell something in a lab. You have to waft it towards
Yeah.
you.
So you do that with heroin. It's called.
Well, I thought the
chasing
spoon and the lighter was so they
That's-
melt it.
Yeah,
so
that
that
boils
they can
it,
inject it.
and then they inject it.
Oh.
Yeah, they boil it on
It
that.
starts out in solid.
Even I know
form.
that. I saw.
I've only done it like
I saw.
7.
I'm really betraying my street cred.
times.
I saw Requiem for a Dream.
Ah, there you
We're
go.
all so into drugs.
Oh,
here.
you think that? I went to Hollywood once.
Oh,
the lab is
God.
actually a meth
walk down
lab.
the walk of fame.
and said, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah.
That was you on the floor though, right? After that was after.
No,
that.
it was a guy.
Oh, the art piece.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ninja Cox.
Ninja
This,
rocks.
what I think is this was
Ninja rocks.
a poorly contrived litigious defense in a rape case.
Ninja
The guy
rocks.
says, "I was just playing Ninja Cox. It wasn't. It was like a surprise."
Or is it like a fighting ring? Ninja cocks.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a UFC,
It's
but for
cockfighting.
ninja
It's like
cockfighting.
battle bots,
Yeah.
except they're dicks.
no, they're chickens. They're male
Oh,
chickens.
I thought that was just dicks.
Ninja Cox.
I think Jake and I were picturing the same.
yeah. It was like it's like a little like a
Or-
Rock'em Sock'em Robots
hey,
ring.
You were talking about
Stick the dicks through.
No,
Power
never mind.
Rangers?
I take it back. We were definitely not thinking the
Remember
same
how
thing.
Power Rangers kind of bandwagoned some Japanese IP and made their little show?
Right.
What if this is they took Ninja Turtles and just swapped out
And they were chickens.
Penises.
into chickens? Yeah.
Ninja cocks.
Well, that's what
Ninja
Street
cocks.
Sharks was a parody of
Why am I
Ninja
doing
Turtles.
Spider-Man
Street
for that?
Sharks?
Yeah, you never saw Street Sharks? Nobody?
Oh, sharks! I saw street
Sharks.
sharks.
Street
Sharks?
sharks.
I thought you
That
said
sounds terrible. You're
street
walking on
sharks.
the street and there's a shark.
No,
that
they were
attacks
like rollerblading
They were
sharks.
They were like the
Badass
shark
you?
street
That sounds
sharks.
worse. Rollerblading sharks.
They were like the shark version of Ninja Turtles.
Weren't they on rollerblades?
Yeah.
One of them
Yeah,
was.
that
Oh,
was-
Blades
I know.
was.
I know it now. I know
Blades.
it now.
Blades was
It's okay.
Slamu.
They
Slamu
were like
was the
super
one
cool
with the big
surfer
fist.
sharks.
Yeah, but he was an
Too,
orca,
right?
right?
It's a
No, I think
cartoon.
Slamu was actually a shark. There was an orca.
Well, Shamu is an orca.
Yes, but I think they created Slamu before they decided they were bringing in whales into the equation. Because before that, they were all
'cause they're
cold-blooded
ninja
creatures.
sharks.
They were sharks. There was the bad guy. One of them was a lobster. One was like a swordfish.
Oh, yeah,
Dr. Piranhanoid.
that makes
was
sense. It's just like NFL Super Pro. If you're an NFL themed hero, You need NFL themed villains.
And and originally the scope was smaller. It was cold-blooded sea creatures, but then they started bringing in whales and shit.
Yeah. That's like
I'm sure they made that distinction. They're like, well, are you sure you want to bring in a warm-blooded creature at this point? And they're like, yeah, I think it's time.
Did you guys hear?
I believe it's prevalent in these days.
Did you guys hear that one Man Room Radio podcast where they were talking about the formula of superheroes?
No,
I haven't heard that one yet.
I heard the one about In and Out.
That sounds deeper than our podcast.
Well, their podcast is usually a lot deeper than ours with a lot more structure. But Levi had a really good point on that, where it's like every superhero is just fighting like a version of himself that's a little bit better. Like Iron Man, the first one was just like a better robotic suit.
And then like Spider-Man and Venom, right?
Yeah.
Or no, wait, that's all.
Venom was.
Okay, was it one? Okay, I couldn't remember if that was
Thor and Loki. It's always just like another version of the powers you have.
Wonder Woman
Venom
and Superman.
it's just a huge metaphor.
It was the same symbiote that had provided Spider-Man's previous
that's right,
outfit,
okay.
and then it became Venom.
For some reason, I couldn't remember if it was Spider-Man that became Venom or. But yeah.
What was his symbiote left him, and then Eddie Brock, was that the guy that it latched onto?
No idea.
I think so. Yeah,
He
that
was
was the
in the
jock.
church 'cause
the jock who
he
used
was
to
all
be
pissed
friends
off.
with Mary Jane.
So this is obviously a giant metaphor for, a really obvious metaphor for you're always fighting your internal battles, right?
I thought you were going to say it's a
that.
metaphor for urology,
Something
and
like that.
I don't know why.
You're
mentally.
fighting an alternate version of yourself all the time.
Yeah.
That's your biggest enemy.
That's Carl Jung's big thing.
My biggest enemy is people who talk in movie theaters.
All right, so Ninja Rocks.
And syphilis.
Ninja Rocks.
You know the deepest thing I ever heard
I think
Jordan
Ninja
Peterson
Rocks might
say?
be like Schoolhouse Rock.
Never mind, go ahead.
No, it's not. I'm sorry.
It's not a musical.
I forgot we had
or
a topic.
Ninja Rocks.
Ninja Cocks.
Okay, wait.
I don't
what
know
did Jordan
Ninja
Peterson
Rocks.
say? Now I want to
Can
hear
we
this.
find- I wanna find out
the
what it
deepest thing Jordan Peterson ever said to me, not to me personally,
I was gonna say,
but on YouTube through which I consumed it, was dragons have gold.
What?
Yeah.
Are you sure that wasn't what's his name? Jaden Smith.
How do
So-
we know if dragons have gold?
Our
if we
parables
don't
are
know
always
dragons?
this
Dragon. Oh,
like abstracted.
I feel like I remember this a little.
Like there's things that are instantiated in reality that we
Right.
then pull out and
that- this
use in literature, right?
Right.
So there's
giant
it's always a
unbeatable
metaphor.
thing has
When you go
associated
fight
with
the
it.
dark monster, there's a reward.
Right. Okay.
So just knowing that dragons have gold can change your life.
That's like the homeless man that kept harassing me outside of work, and then I finally ran over him with my car,
He got what he wanted.
and then I emptied his pockets,
And he had gold.
and he had a winning lottery ticket. And now it's my winning lottery ticket.
made up.
I made that story up. But hey, it's an
Really?
abstraction. It's an abstraction
Never
of
would've
reality.
guessed.
You slay the monster.
Yeah.
That's my working in LA's art district version of like a fable.
Wait, Ninja Rocks.
Ninja Rocks.
Ninja Rocks. It's not the smoke bombs. It's just what they use. It's like little pebbles that they use as a distraction.
Now I'm not going to trust rocks
Right?
anymore. I'm just going to look at them.
the idea.
Are they rocks that are ninjas, or are they rocks owned by ninjas?
No, it's like ninjas use these little rocks.
Oh yeah, if the rocks themselves were ninjas, they would be rock ninjas.
What are those little
like rock lobster.
rock ninja?
Yo, get caught up in that.
Nope, I was doing a different song. I know. Rock ninja.
But it wasn't a rock.
All right, do you guys
was a
want a
rock.
clue?
Ninja.
I think we're doing just fine without a clue.
No, you guys seem like you're doing pretty good. I don't want to interrupt, but you.
What are those little the poppers that you throw?
Oh yeah, those things.
Yeah.
They come in hay for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
There was one explode.
it's gunpowder,
and
and pebbles.
Is it like
and then
flint?
they're wrapped in something.
Oh no, it's probably okay.
No, the powder provides enough
is it that?
concussive impact to ignite the
Gotcha.
gunpowder.
I wonder if that's like another name for those.
Me and my old friend Trevor, we used to make them.
Didn't they?
Yeah, we used to have fights with those. I never had Roman candle fights, but I'd throw
Yeah.
those at each other.
Yeah,
Those are a lot less dangerous.
They're fine.
It seems like that would come from like an Asian country, like because they had fireworks and
Well, I used to
gunpowder
buy them in
first.
Chinatown.
So
Why do ninjas have to be Asian? That's pretty racist.
that's where they originated.
Yeah, yeah.
that's what you- that's-
Ninja is a
Maybe-
Japanese word,
I
isn't
could
it?
be wrong. I'm just assuming.
Wow.
I mean, China was the one that did
Just
gunpowder.
assume
So.
it's ethnicity.
It's like what do you
Look,
think
I
most
stay
samurais
woke,
are
and I
ninja-
know that's
or-
the case. Okay.
I think they have to be Asian because they're sneaky and conniving. Is that less racist?
no, it's
It's more. Although I'm not sure that's a stereotype about Asian peoples.
Not for you.
Doesn't that by definition make it not one?
Yes.
All right. What's
Yes,
a Ninja
I guess
Rock?
that's the
Ninja
definition
rock.
of
Maybe a clue.
stereotype.
Are we anywhere on the right track?
You were the closest of anyone.
What did he say?
He was saying
They're a real
small
thing.
little rocks.
Oh, so Jeff got the closest by saying ninja rocks were a type of rock.
Yeah. Well, besides what
Well, I
you guys
thought it
are,
was like
you-
ninja rocks.
Okay, was the usage correct? Like how they utilize them?
I thought guitars were
Okay.
involved.
it's a modern day thing.
Oh.
Yes.
Ninja rocks.
Okay, wait.
They're rocks that you hide places, like under people's mattresses, so they get
All right, all right.
uncomfortable.
Let's hear what ninja rocks are.
Okay, you want to hear it?
Yeah.
I almost feel bad.
These whodunits take too long.
I almost think
we,
I
we
shouldn't.
ramble too much.
I almost think I shouldn't tell people about this because it's
illegal.
it is illegal in California.
Well,
Really?
what the fuck isn't?
It's not a drug.
You can't even own a flame.
All right.
CPR when somebody is hurt.
Here we go. Ninja rocks
I mean, incapacitated.
are broken shards of spark plugs formed by smashing the ceramic portion of the spark plug with a hammer or other large object.
Oh, yeah.
Since they can quickly and quietly fracture the glass side windows on most cars, ninja rocks have been used in smash and grab auto burglaries since at least 1995.
I've heard of that.
They have no traditional association with the ninja or ninjutsu, only being named such for their silent but deadly function in burglaries.
So it's like the lead on a spark plug.
yeah, so
Yeah, it's shaped like the glass breakers on the end of like a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when you have the
yeah, so they smash
So it's just
that.
it's a really hard piece of metal in the shape. And it's just coincidentally suited for breaking windows.
Do you want to hear how it works?
Yeah.
Well, you
sure.
Tempered glass is under. So how they make tempered glass? It's under a bunch of like extremely high surface compressive stress.
Yeah, it's like hardened steel.
Yeah. So when they break off the hard part of the
Oh, they
spark plug,
throw it?
and they throw it out the window, and
Wow.
it shatters the window.
Ninja rocks.
Yeah.
This
That
is what
sounds cool.
I've had this thought repeatedly that a lot of like especially scam artists, they possess such an ingenuity that if they
Yeah.
just applied in some legal way,
Right.
like, you guys
They would
crush
also,
it.
yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Because they're probably bored.
Just
they probably
follow the
don't
rules
want to
and
follow
crush
the
it.
rule. Yeah, but it's probably because they don't want to follow the
Well,
rules.
I think it's two separate factors. They're very intelligent, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't necessarily mean they have a that's a hard word to say.
They don't-
proclivity.
They don't want to apply
to
themselves.
work hard.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
know what I
scam
think
artists
it
it's
is?
always like a lazy way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's that if you play in the real league, you play with like the people that are captains of industry and shit. You're playing against other people who are smart.
right.
Yeah.
If you are,
yeah, they're after
are
dummies.
really smart and you play in the league with all the like people just like selling drugs on the street corner,
Yeah.
Right.
then you're gonna win. You know, you have a better
Didn't we
chance.
talk about this?
And you have
How
odds
like
there.
when people are phishing you on Skype, they'll send you poorly worded messages,
Right.
Because
they want to filter out the people who won't fall for it.
right, Smarties are not their customer.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well,
Smarties are a candy though.
you also
Yeah, that's true.
We used to get them at the dump.
you also wonder.
Like when I would go with my dad to like landfills were a big thing, and we would
Why
take
did you go with your dad to landfills?
'Cause it was
There's
fun.
so much to unpack here.
You could just
Oh,
you could
what? You
see
never did that as a kid?
giant
No.
earth movers
Oh, come on.
just covering up trash
Yeah,
because
it's
that's
cool.
how we handle it. It was awesome, and then
That sounds great,
as you're
but I
driving
just-
in,
it
there's
is
a little
fun.
there's a toll booth
dump is
there,
a surreal
and you have to
experience.
give them like $4 or whatever to go.
more than that. It's like
Fill-
20,
well,
20
now it
bucks.
is.
Maybe it is now,
Yeah.
but back then it was nothing because who cares? Just bury the trash.
Right.
And they would, if you had kids with you, they would give you a pack of Smarties. So I always associate
Yeah,
Smarties with
that's
going to the
that's
dump.
funny.
Yeah.
So the people that are these scammers, I bet you it also derives from them being in a spot where they feel they have to be creative to get out of something, and they've never seen that as a way to actually get out of the situation, more just to further
Yeah.
them along their regular
Does
path.
it take some fundamental faith in the system to compel you to operate within it?
Yeah, that's
And
probably
if
part of
they've
it.
been like betrayed by it somehow, if,
Right.
if their mom was on like welfare and struggling and they
Right.
saw that and the world
That-
is the enemy and all that stuff.
If you listen to S Town, that there's like this podcast that Cole told me to listen to, where that's a big topic is just this one of these main people in it is this kid that pretty much feels like he's always been screwed by the system, and he's
Yeah.
finally trying to do. Basically, he was trying to like get something from somebody that died close to him, and he was trying to do it through the courts. And he was like, "This is the last time I'm ever going to try this." And after that, it didn't work, and he was just like, "Screw it, I'm just going to steal everything."
He stole it and then he got like arrested. and-
Right.
Yeah. But a lot of that is himself.
Right.
It's self-propagating, right?
Right.
If he would just.
That's
have
kinda what I
never-
mean.
If he would just never do it.
That's kind of what I mean is
Yeah.
that once you're in that trajectory, you don't know how to get out of it. So you might be really smart, but you don't know how to use your smarts in a positive way.
Everyone operates on momentum to some degree.
Yeah.
and that's Ninja Rocks.
So it's interesting that
and
they're
Ninja
illegal.
Cocks.
They're illegal in California and Washington.
How
are they illegal? They're spark plugs.
How can you outlaw
in
spark
California
plugs?
since 2003. No, because you break the spark plugs.
So if you have a broken
If you
spark
have
plug,
the spark
You
plug
ready?
and you break it on the spot and throw it,
Wait,
it's
he's gonna tell you.
Ninja rocks are explicitly listed as burglary tools, and their possession with intent to
I love these
burglarize
laws.
is a misdemeanor punishable up to 6 months in county jail and or a fine up to $1,000.
So it's just the tip of the spark plug.
Yeah. So what you
It's
do
so
as
funny.
a crook is you just
have a
carry
spark plug.
whole spark plugs.
No, a lot of what they're doing is just taking the spark plugs out of the car they're about to burglarize.
And then
so weird.
if they're
It's already
Then
illegal.
why would you be carrying it?
I don't know.
because the law was written to like make people feel better. It wasn't written to accomplish anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, probably.
Like most of these.
So up until 2003, burglary tools in California did not include devices to break glass. But in late 2001, 2 important convictions, including possession of ninja rocks, were appealed. And then they found out that, you can't have them.
There's a lot of weirdly controlled
Did you,
things.
did
Like,
you know it's more illegal to carry a concealed dagger in California, like a double-edged dagger, than it is to carry a concealed handgun without a permit?
Why?
Because the laws are
Bureaucracy.
fucking stupid. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why, because they were written independently of each other and nobody bases
Right.
anything in reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dagger has no legitimate purpose, right? They're like, oh, daggers are for, and then the gun is like, well, you could be target shooting.
Self-defense.
That could be
Or
target stabbing
self-defense.
with a dagger.
Well, no one has a dagger for self-defense, right?
You could.
You could. Why not?
Because you just get a handgun.
Yeah,
If you don't
right?
want a
It's
gun.
like the circular thing. Now, California's weird laws.
It's
on
definitely
shit.
easier to get
Well,
a
I think
dagger.
a lot of, unfortunately, modern law, we talked about virtue signaling
just
a little
make a
bit with
dagger.
Prop 65, but most modern law seems to be just reactionary. There's
Right.
no principled framework. That
Laws
they're
are
extrapolating from.
made so that you can get reelected. They're not made to accomplish a goal.
Yeah.
Except a re-election.
Except reelection, that is the goal. That's the only goal.
Yeah.
I think certain laws
Do you guys
are made
know
for certain goals.
the Aurora boreas? That snake that eats its own tail?
The Aurora Borealis?
No.
Ouroboros?
Is that what it's called?
Or
Reavers?
I don't know.
There's too
I don't
many
know how
vowels
it's
in that
pronounced.
word.
No,
for me to-
reavers
It's like,
skin
O-U-R-I.
and eat
Yeah,
other
I know what you're
people.
talking about.
anyway, it's a snake that's eating its tail, that classic symbol.
It's like a Greek
That's
thing.
that's modern law. Yeah, it's just this perpetuating thing.
Yeah.
Yep, makes sense.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Ninja Rocks.
That's Ninja Rocks. I thought it was interesting. All right.
yeah, those are
interesting.
interesting.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that was
I like
a good
that one.
You
Thank
did
you.
good.
That was good. Thank you.
Well, I think it helped that you wrote Cox.
I don't
That's
like
fun.
how I
That's
don't
all
like
it's
the
fun,
insinuation
guys.
of Jake. I don't know how you don't know this one.
It just seemed it was so peculiar. Not that I'm saying you never
You just
used
have
it.
a very-
it's weird knowledge.
It's weird enough to like that you
Yeah.
would have heard about it or something.
Yeah.
You got a breadth
Or
of
it could
knowledge.
have been in like in a rap song that you know, or who knows.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're pretty well aware that I don't need to burglarize things.
No, I wasn't insinuating that.
Be a very low.
All right.
No,
so we-
no one's using that on you either, right?
Be a
Because
low
your
return.
top's usually down in your little car.
Yeah, so
Yeah, they could just get
reach
in. That's why I don't keep anything valuable in my car. I'm like, come in and explore, see
Yeah.
what's in there.
Jake's doors are open.
Just don't fucking have greasy fucking Cheeto fingers and touch my shit.
take your
Like,
shoes off before you get
Wash your hands, take your shoes off, come explore, take whatever you want.
when you park and shut your door and lock it, do you also put out a mat?
I actually just put my top back up.
I was
every
eating-
time I
Really?
park,
Okay.
and I have a hard top convertible.
I was
So
eating
don't-
chicharrones before I touched your face. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
That's all right. I love
Soft top.
chicharrones.
I think soft top.
I've had a
convertibles
lot
are
of
really,
chicharron on my face.
I associate soft top convertibles with like the Miata tier midlife crisis kind of car.
Although Miatas
whoa.
are hard top now.
I want a
usually.
Miata.
Oh, really?
So thanks.
Well, I'm not worried about your.
The new
Sense
Miatas are
of
really cool. They have a
masculinity.
How dare
target
you.
top.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
the new one,
Really
yeah.
sick how it goes back in. Yeah.
Takes up your whole trunk though, and it's down, right?
Well, yeah, the hard
Miata
top
doesn't
does
have a
that.
trunk.
Yeah. My car, they said they
got a
designed the
cubby.
trunk so that you have enough room for a bag of golf clubs with
Yeah.
the top still in the
Because
trunk.
that's what their customers.
That's pretty much what
Yeah.
it is. Miatas are meant to drive, not anything else.
A Miata is a barely legal golf cart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I want one.
I mean a go kart, a barely
Yeah,
legal
whatever it
go
is.
kart. Yeah.
yeah, golf cart, go-kart.
I like
both
go karts were legal.
on the street.
Everything's
I
illegal.
think you can drive go karts on the street.
I don't think so.
The Miata
If
is
you
like,
get mirrors,
it's like an atom.
if you get mirrors, why wouldn't you?
Because you're too low. People could hit
I think I don't
If you
actually
had the
think
flag.
I don't think there's a law about being too low. I don't think that's a thing. Is there?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I've seen some lowriders that are just barely above the
I
ground.
don't know. In my truck, though, if you're low, I'm going to hit you because I won't see you.
Have you seen the Atom?
Yeah, you will because they'll see them ahead of you. They're not going to all of a sudden appear in front
No, but
of
if they
your
were
car.
like in
Nope,
the
these are
lane next to
quantum
me,
go-karts.
if they were in the lane next to me and I tried to merge over, it's a very high possibility I wouldn't see you.
well, that's
if
why
you're
they
in
usually
right
have
part of
they usually have the
truck.
flag with the orange on it.
Yeah.
I have the
You're gonna
convex
see the
mirrors, I
flag
can
and be
see
like,
the
"That's a
ground."
go kart." Not what the fuck is that?
But a go-kart's not
changing
street
lanes.
legal.
Yeah, and
That
usually
is.
usually
Why
you
wouldn't
see
it be?
you see the turtle
sure
shell
it's not.
swirling around it or whatever item they have at the time. They're they're dragging
the banana's
banana.
trailing behind. it.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You can spot that pretty easily.
I think
It's like
I think it would make sense that they could be made street legal.
Here's a trend: the pocket rockets. You remember those little?
Oh, yeah.
those little. I know
Those-
this sounds really great, but
Oh,
it's
that's
the
a
little.
pocket
It's the
pussy.
tiny little motorcycles. Those were definitely illegal to ride on the street, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
was because they were
Yeah.
so hard to see.
my neighbor got a couple 50cc 50cc bikes, and we would take them to the bike jumps,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
do BMX shit with.
mine was just meant
motorcycle.
for street. Like
Oh,
it was
okay.
like slicks and everything. It was like looked like a mini what do you call those? Rice rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a power wheel. though.
Crotch rocket. Yeah. But yeah, I think they fall into the same category. I don't think you can have a street legal go-kart.
I don't know what makes something a go-kart. Like, what's it? What's
I'm talking
Yeah,
about
it's
like
tough to define.
I've got an outlier.
What about a dune buggy versus a go-kart?
You're allowed to have kid cars.
those are whole different things.
Why?
Go-kart and dune buggy. Go-karts are like the short ones that are way low to the ground and they're meant to go around a track
but
racing.
define that in law, right? That's a tough thing to.
It's like an assault weapon.
They probably do
What
have
feature
it,
do you
though.
pick?
They probably do have some definition.
I could be 100% wrong, but
I don't know.
let me look. Let me look.
I didn't even some dune buggies aren't meant to be on the road.
assault weapons. Assault
Cool.
weapons, at least they have
Yeah.
distinct features.
Look up Atom Car. ATOM.
Is that from the
car.
Jetsons?
Oh, those
the
little
Jetsons?
two-seater, that thing on Top Gear that has like
it's
an
a
insane
400
top
aerial-
speed.
aerial
400
Atom.
horsepower. Yeah, the
Yeah,
aerial
aerial
Atom.
Atom,
It's a
yeah.
400 horsepower
That's-
go-kart. It's got a souped-out Civic engine and it weighs nothing.
Right. That probably has more to do with regulations, like actually like emissions and the way that they build.
found every little
That's
requirement
probably
for
as close
it
you can
for
get.
it to be street legal,
Yeah.
and they barely met it.
This is what my point though is that a regular go-kart is definitely
See?
not.
It has finger quotes.
Oh no, not
mirrors.
stock for sure.
Right. This is an actual car because it meets all the
It
requirements.
has
exactly
but
what you're
barely.
saying.
It has
Yeah.
like whatever the minimum qualification for mirrors, turn
There's probably
signals.
a roll
But that doesn't
cage, whatever it
invalidate
is.
Cole's
You know?
point. You could turn a go-kart into this,
I don't think
given
you could.
enough budget.
Probably you can turn like motorcycles
time.
into street legal, like dirt bikes. You just add mirrors and handguards.
It's
And
Theseus' ship.
oh yeah,
Just how much shit do you have
Yeah.
to replace on it before it's
You
not
might,
a go-kart?
you might be totally right. I don't
Dude,
know.
I don't
it's a
know.
great
I don't know.
reference.
But I think I'm thinking like your typical. Look up like a regular go-kart.
Second time it's come up.
Look at
really?
a gas go-kart. Because they're really small. They're really small. They have almost no clearance. They're meant almost entirely for the track.
I
for
know
the
I
most
did
part.
see them driving in Japan, and everyone was dressed as Mario Kart people.
Yeah, but that's Japan. It's a very different country than ours.
I had a theory about Japan the other day.
Our
I
roads
saw
are much
That
some of their
doesn't exist.
wildlife is like they look like Pokemon. If you see like Japanese squirrels and Japanese monkeys, they're wacky looking little things. So
Have
if
you
that's
seen
what
the-
your culture comes up in, maybe that's why they have.
Yeah.
Have you seen their hot tubbing monkeys?
Yeah.
The ones that go to the onsen?
Yeah, they just look like old Jewish guys kicking back.
Yeah,
you know, they got
yeah.
their arms all
Little
relaxed. And they
pink
have this like
faces, their
smug
white
frown.
fur.
Yeah.
You know, I might be wrong, Cole, because looking at that one, if you see the people that live down by the beach, they always have those like they pretty much have golf carts that look like that.
That's Ford did that intentionally.
the
they made a
Think
street
Go thing.
They made a street legal go
Yeah.
kart.
We had those.
It goes 35 or
Our
something.
school
Golf
had
cart,
those
right?
gator
Yeah.
things as a promotional thing. I had a business school.
That's a
professor.
utility vehicle. I don't think
Yeah.
those can go on the street.
Oh, actually, come to think of it, they were only on the university campus
Yeah.
on the private property. But this was a weird transition. I had a business school professor who figured out a way to get a golf cart for free in the state of Oklahoma at one point, where there were so many tax
they
incentives
steal
to
it?
buying an EV at the time, and the only EVs, the electric vehicles, were golf
golf
carts.
carts. That's hilarious.
And he bought two of them because his income was high enough that he could take the tax breaks from that, and they
Right.
would become free.
Yeah.
And he
like-
donated one to some charity,
Oh, okay.
and probably took an additional write off for that.
Yeah.
And then just so it cost him the same amount, and he got to be a big shot, and then kept one.
I don't know what it is now, but or
He
what
leaned
it
on
was
the board.
then. But it's like $7,500 as a federal tax credit
For an EV.
For an EV, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
badass.
Yeah, that's like 1/8 of a Tesla.
Hey, this is a Coleman. That's you. Your name is
Sweet.
Cole, and you're a man.
Yeah, I made that.
Let's
Yeah, what's
let's
our-
pick another thing out of the
Okay.
Queen's
okay.
cap. Big Jeff.
Oh, he already has it?
No, I'll draw it out of the hat.
he's
then.
up.
He's
I have
got
to find
Ninja
it.
Rocks.
1 second. Where'd it go?
It's in the hat.
It should have been the hat, but the hat's empty.
What's that?
Oh, this is it.
That's why it's called a whodunit.
I've
Oh, here it is. Here
I've
it
got
is.
Ninja Cocks
I got
over
it.
here.
Here it is. Here it
All right,
is.
well, let me draw it out of the hat.
Okay.
What's it gonna be? Dude, you got to work on your handwriting.
I was writing it like I was holding it up
Sure, yeah,
in my
whatever.
hand.
The American Beverage Institute.
Yes, that's correct.
The ABI.
Yeah, classic
ABI.
classic ABI. Is this a college for mixology?
No.
Sommelier?
I think it's a regulatory board or a trade organization.
An institute?
Yeah, they can be.
Yeah.
I think institutes are more like that term is more associated with like research and education than regulation.
I think it uses both ways.
You're thinking of
Institution.
ITT Tech is an institute.
Is it?
Yeah.
They say they are.
Didn't they go bankrupt? Aren't they
Yeah,
gone?
they said they are.
I don't know. Who has the balls to put IT Tech on their resume?
A lot of people.
Really?
You should see the fucking
There's a lot of-
resumes I get.
You get people from ITT Tech?
I'm getting applicants. I'm getting an intern right now, and I'm like filtering them
But
out.
are they from? They have schools like that?
Not anymore. Now,
Okay.
now they're from what are the coding boot camps?
Oh yeah, a lot of those.
Yeah.
But those are better.
Hack Reactor.
They are like
Yeah, those
somewhat
seem
legit.
I think
Yeah.
technical schools are great.
Yeah.
They can be great.
Just not ITG Tech.
Is it? I don't know. I've known nothing about it. I
don't know.
I bet there's probably fine programs.
they also
there.
they got in trouble because they were like gaming federal like.
Well, it was
FAFSAs and shit.
accreditation is what
Just
they
when
were.
when they
Right,
advertise
that's
as
what I
much as they do,
Well, they were nationally accredited.
the way I
right?
interpreted their saturation of advertisements was they profit from churning people.
That's
right.
what it
that,
seems
that
like.
made me
Yeah.
not trust
They're
them.
saying we will accept anyone.
Yeah, like Trump Institute.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get the fat
That's the issue with
Mexican guy with the heavy accent who's like, "See, I go to the ITT Tech, I get job, and then
I don't understand this. I don't understand this stereotype at all.
No.
I've never even been
That's
involved
all the
in it.
commercials were the minorities
No.
with that.
Well,
probably
they
would
did always have a
struggled.
diverse
They do
student.
was the
target.
narrative.
They do target minorities. I think
That was the narrative.
Yeah.
they target people who.
I know it came out sounding really racist, but this is me wanting to help minorities, not me wanting to hurt them.
I'll accept that.
You just misunderstood.
I have a very blunt, disgusting way of phrasing things. Like it's not pleasant, but
Very
it's
honest of you.
correct, you know?
All right. So ABI, American Beverage Institute.
Okay, so Jake, your guess is, or Jeff, your guess is some regulatory body? Who said that?
No, he
I
said
said
that.
that.
Yeah, Jake said
Okay,
that.
I'm going to
Okay.
say some kind of education for sommelier or mixology. Oh,
Okay.
you already said no to that.
But I'm gonna let you still think it.
Well, I'm not going to think that if you already said no.
Wait, the ABI?
ABI.
American Beverage Institute.
IBU is...
That's
They're
the
the
beer.
cocktail.
International Bitterness Unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the beer thing.
Oh, wait,
That's like-
what's the cocktail one? The
ABV?
No.
That's
Alcohol
also
by volume?
Yeah, that's how you.
No,
measure
they have
how
a
much-
collection of cocktails that made this specific list, and they have something Bartenders Association. IBA, I think, is what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
International
not that.
Bartenders
Different.
Association?
It's different.
probably?
It's a different thing.
It's not that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something to do with brewing.
No.
This is like the Hogwarts.
What about-
of
I'll say
bartenders.
Jake is the closest so far.
A regulatory body.
Yep.
The fuck?
Well, I said regulatory body or trade organization.
Yeah, and that's
It's a
pretty
very
close.
broad net to cast.
That's pretty
I figured
close.
I'd be
So
right.
maybe this is like some agreement between like large beverage companies. So,
That's
like,
not an institute.
Well, they could classify it as something like there's a company or an institute that.
This is why
Present these
definitions matter, you
regulatories.
postmodernists.
I don't think you'll guess this. You ready?
All right,
Yes.
go
You
for
want to know
it.
what it is? Okay. The American Beverage Institute is a trade group based in Washington, D.C. that lobbies for the right to drive drunk.
Nice.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that what the Wikipedia article says?
Yeah. I'll read you
It
the
says
rest.
drive drunk. It
Yes.
doesn't say drive.
I think that's a little biased. Yeah. If you actually read, I'll
Yeah.
read you more about it.
How drunk?
So they're
Okay.
the opposite of mad.
Here's why.
Yeah, they're glad.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought too. But then it gets weird. It gets weirder. Okay, it describes itself as dedicated to protecting the on-premises dining experience, which often includes the responsible consumption of adult beverages. ABI was set up in 1991. So what they think is that, where did it say it? Essentially, they think that the way that we're targeting drunk driving, okay, here, it supports a targeted approach to combating drunk driving that includes the use of roving patrols instead of sobriety checkpoints and restricting use of ignition interlock technology to high blood alcohol concentration and repeat drunk drivers.
Yeah. I think a lot of people can. There's a spectrum with everything, and if you can have a higher ABV and still have all the faculties necessary to drive safely.
They argue that laws have been adopted to fight drunk driving are ineffective or inappropriate. So I think they're more doing like like this is my right kind of argument.
Well, it's not your right to endanger other people, but
Right.
I think maybe the laws aren't maybe nuanced.
Well, it depends how
enough.
you're endangering
The
them.
checkpoints are weird. I agree with that.
I endanger
that's an
other people
odd
with my
thing.
opinions.
It's
Why
very
is that?
fundamental to our system of law that you need to be doing something wrong for anyone to investigate you.
Yeah.
You can't get pulled over for any random reason.
Yeah,
and a lot of people
checkpoints are
they're
controversial.
I think they're technically illegal, but it like never holds up. People like will drive through it and protest, but then you're guilty of all these other things like not obeying an officer of the law and all these other.
Yeah.
I don't like being told I have to obey things.
Right.
Yeah, so it's interesting. But here's what gets even more interesting. Okay, well, first of all, they pretty much lobby for the National Transportation Safety Board to lower the blood alcohol limit, citing the fact that lowering the
Raise
limit, citing the fact that lowering the limit is not among the most effective ways to stop. Oh yeah, to stop them from. They want to stop them from lowering the limit,
Right.
Because they're saying that lowering the limit is not among the most effective ways to stop drunken drivers. So saying that they're trying to fight for the right to drive drunk is probably a little Not correct.
Yeah, they don't want to do a line of shots and get sloshed and hop on the freeway.
Yep. So
Well,
here's the interesting thing, Jake.
Here's my question.
Okay.
Here's my question, though. So is this what they're saying and they're correct? Like there's good research to back this up? Or they're just saying this so they can get away with driving with a higher blood alcohol content?
I don't know.
This seems like one of those libertarian
I'm curious
groups
who's funding
that-
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is my.
Because I think if this
Well,
has a
the
libertarian
ABI.
motivation, it's
I think I
search
would.
and seizure kind of like nuance where
Right.
you can't just like pull me over and investigate me if I'm not visibly driving drunk and doing anything wrong. And just an ABV might necessarily not be a like condition of
I
guilt.
don't know. It's more the
You need to be-
breathalyzer thing. The limiting it to multi offenders. I think is a step too far for my taste. But you had some interesting.
I'm on their site.
Yeah, if
I'm
you-
on their site now.
If you do this at all and you are putting other people in danger, like that's not great.
Yeah, you need to be
Multi-offending is
restricted
I mean,
heavily.
So on their
Right.
site now, it's like their big headline says Utah moves to 0.05. Learn more at responsiblelimits.com.
I
Well,
just
that's
heard something
Utah.
about that recently. Actually, it's like a friend in Utah was posting something about like this is ridiculous.
Can
at this
can I
point.
drink
I don't know about
one
that,
of these
but-
beers in an hour and go home?
Yeah, I mean your body processes.
I could drink 10 of
alcohol
these
that quick.
beers
Yeah.
and be better than 80% of the people on the road. But
So it seems like they're pretty much fighting.
you got to draw a
Well,
line
by the
somewhere.
time you're done with 10, you certainly think you're better
That's
than
true.
80%
That's
of
true.
the
Isn't
people
it
on the
true
road.
in Utah you can't order doubles?
I'm not sure on that one.
I know they have the
I've never
clickers
tried,
on the
so-
bottle, so you know you're getting exactly one shot of
Yeah.
each.
I know that I was at a brewery one time, and to order something on tap versus in the bottle, you can get a higher alcohol content in the bottle than you can
It's
on
regulated differently.
tap. Yeah. So like I went to order. I think it was at it was like the Polygamy Porter from Wasatch. Yeah, it's hilarious. Wasatch Brewing Company.
So they're already jamming their thumb in the eye of
Yeah,
Utah.
yeah. Wasatch Brewing is like everything is about joking against Mormonism, basically, or just stupid things
Good.
that happen in Utah. And
Good.
so Polygamy Porter, I went to order it at the actual brewery, and they said get the bottle.
Did you bring all of your wives or just Kelly?
Just Kelly that time.
So you got the bottle because the ABV.
They said
higher?
it's they have to alter their actual formula, and it's not nearly as good. The recipe isn't as good in the.
Yeah, because what I think that is, and that's why I said I don't think I have doubles, is they have a cap on the alcohol
Right.
percentage of
Right.
what constitutes a drink.
Yeah, probably.
And
That's
I think
not surprising.
ordering a double exceeds that.
Right. Yeah, I just thought it was strange. That's the only place I've ever been told that the bottle's better than the tap.
Yeah.
In my mind, I would always pick
Utah
a
can be
draft beer.
strange.
So it looks like the ABI is mostly sponsored by like restaurant trade associations and like restaurants and stuff like that.
Oh well, people who want them to come out and drink.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say that.
I respect this group less.
The
This is-
manufacturers
yeah.
don't give a shit.
That's why I was asking my question: is like, is this
Yeah.
just a way that they can skirt the system?
Because I thought
Or
this
is it
initially
legit?
was like a civil
not-
the ACLU or some
Yeah,
libertarian
it's not going to be
group.
grassroots, you know.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. On here, they're trying to make an argument that lowering it to 0.05 is an assault on women because they will pretty much be at 0.05 after one
Whatever.
drink.
Well, there's
what
already
isn't
an
an
assault on women,
these days?
No, but there's already an assault on women in Utah.
Now, here's the interesting thing. Jake.
I wish I was kidding.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Wait, can we explore that?
It's Mormonism, bro.
There's a lot.
The birth control shit and all that.
Just misogyny in general.
No, general misogyny inside of the Mormon religion is pretty huge, and they're. I don't want to say they're brainwashed, but I feel they're kind of brainwashed to believe that they are doing their part, even though they don't have the same rights as like you. Like
Yeah.
you can't be like an apostle or like the president of the church if you're a woman. Like it's not your job. You can't even be in on the meetings, and that's been like
Sorry,
a
you can't be
huge
president
movement.
of the United States if you're a woman.
You can sure try.
I remember giving.
Can you be the Pope if you're a woman?
I don't know.
No, I don't
I'm
think
not.
so.
I definitely think this
I don't think you can
extends
even
to
be a priest
more
if you're a
religions
woman.
than Mormonism. I just
don't know.
believe that I know that it
Well,
happens in
Mormons are ones
Mormonism.
you've been exposed
It's
to.
fun. I went to Kristen's wedding,
Yeah.
and they did like kind of a traditional Christian service,
Mm-hmm.
and his wife had to promise to obey him.
Oh yeah.
And I turned to Allie. I was like, "Fuck! Why didn't I do that? What are we doing?"
God, he's so smart. Getting it all in writing up front.
It was like a
Damn it.
month after yours, and
And
you're
it-
like, oh no.
And it was on video and everything. Like he had her fucked for the
Yeah.
rest of their life. He was like, "I own you."
Just has that clip ready.
Yeah, and-
That's legally binding.
Yeah, it's like getting a contract signed.
I know.
Dang, you didn't think about that.
Except better because God oversaw it.
Yeah, I think they said something like that. They said, "As just as God is the head of the church, the man is the head of the household."
Really?
Yeah, that's
and
the
you
thing.
must
Wow.
promise to serve and obey the
Wow.
man. And
Yep.
And
Like
she
I-
was on. And she was like, "Okay."
And the dad is probably like, yeah, that's how it should be.
I mean,
I went to one where they were like, the woman was made from the rib, Not the foot. The foot would mean she's meant to be at the man's feet, and the head would mean
the man was
mean
made from the
she's
rib.
Supposed to be above.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
And then they're like the rib. She's meant to be at the man's side. But then I was like, that's cool. But then they went into all the misogynistic. But also, she's his slave.
I'm guessing
She came second.
But she's like an Uncle Tom level slave, right? Like she's not on the feet. She's kind of on the end.
Yeah, she's
Well,
like the,
She gets to sleep inside.
Uncle
like the
Tom was
left-hand
like
man.
that at the beginning of the book, but he did not finish the book that way.
Okay.
Uncle Tom was got real fucked at the end.
Yeah.
Not spoiler alerts for
Literally?
Uncle Tom's cabin. Yeah, he got that abusive guy who beat the shit out of him, and then he was too much of a pussy to kill him.
Yeah, that's a sick book.
It was probably something more about morals than
No,
being a pussy.
it's very
It-
like
it
Mother
was-
Teresa. It's like there's nobility and suffering kind of thing. And
Well, it was
you shouldn't
also
exceed your condition. It's
It was
so
also he
stupid.
was really religious, and he was like, "You can't kill people," because like one of the other slaves was gonna had an axe and was gonna chop the dude, and he's like, "No, you don't chop people." And then he ended
I mean,
up.
I'm on board with that. You shouldn't chop people in general.
No, it was
Yeah, but that guy
Yeah, it's just
beating
kind of
the
bad
shit out of
manner.
you every day.
It was the bastardized Christian ideal of suffering, and you shouldn't exceed your condition. You should just muddle through it because
no, Uncle
shouldn't
Tom
change
was
your-
very much.
it's like from the
societal
Beatitudes,
class.
like the meek will inherit the earth kind of crap.
Right.
It's like if you have a shitty life, that's a good thing in
such
some way.
bullshit.
and-
Yeah.
yeah, well,
Okay, so here's the
why I
turn.
like the
here's
Black
the
Panthers.
here's the confusing thing here. You ready?
Yeah.
yeah.
A section under the
Yeah,
article.
I'd much rather hear the confusing thing than
The
hear
meek
Jake's
shall-
allegory about the Black Panthers.
it says Mad founder joins ABI.
All right.
Whoa. Oh, the Mad Founder hates Mad.
I guess so. In
The
19,
Mad Founder fucking hates
In
Mad.
Matt's kind of
1994
run away with it.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving founder Candy Leitner joined the American Beverage Institute. She said she supported laws punishing repeat offenders and those who drove after imbibing large amounts of
They've
alcohol,
gone so far with the laws.
but not steadily reducing thresholds for breath tests, which progressively lower amounts of social drinking. In 2010, Leitner wrote a letter to an ABI executive thanking him for his continued support, working on legislation that would increase punishment for drivers who drive with a higher blood alcohol content.
Yeah, the Mad Founder said that Mad became neo-abolitionist, and she doesn't support it.
Yeah, it's just this pendulous bandwagony kind of thing that happens a lot with law. Like we were talking about the dagger for some reason having a higher crime punishment
associated with
it than
yeah,
handguns.
a
And
handgun.
it's because like it was probably associated with some like particularly egregious crime.
Sure.
You know, seeing someone
That's why
stabbed a bunch
switchblades are illegal.
versus
Someone
shot.
saw him in a movie, and it was like, that's scary.
Yeah.
And that
Well,
got outlawed.
So drunk driving, I
be
think,
fair,
was
it's
just
more
like
vicious.
such the fad for a
Switchblade?
while to rebel against.
a dagger versus a gun.
yeah, to kill somebody with a dagger is far more vicious. That's like the Nick
It's far more
Schwarzenegger's like
personal.
If you're getting stabbed, I'd much rather get shot than stabbed.
it's
like
also
you're getting
more
stabbed. You're there the
survivable.
whole time.
It's pushing the guy
Right.
in front of the big truck versus
see it?
flicking the train switch.
It's in slow motion. It's just coming at you. The gun's just like, oh, I got shot.
Yeah, but I think the dagger is more survivable, too. So there's kind of this objective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I
on
don't know,
where it
I'm
is.
kind of okay with our current law, like toughness on drunk driving, because it does end a lot of innocent people's lives.
I'm kind of
for
not
no
into
reason.
drunk driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do it.
Yeah,
So I don't really.
I don't like
really
Mad.
I
like
prefer to
ABI. I
not
hate
drive if
Mad.
I drink at all.
I
I don't
think
really
I've
like
done it.
ABI.
Mad likes to
pretty sure I've
just
done it.
restrict alcohol in general.
I don't
No.
like ABI though. I feel like
No, I don't think I like
they
them
shouldn't be, and especially since it's backed up by these.
It needs to be a performance
Restaurants.
metric, not
No, because
Blood
that's too
alcohol.
muddled.
well, people are different.
That's
It,
the best
it
way
sounds
to.
too expensive to test.
That's the best way to. That's the best metric we have.
Is it? I don't know.
I think it is.
I think so across
What about
the board.
those roadside sobriety tests? Are those any better? Maybe. I don't know.
No, because some people could just be a bumbling idiot and they could be completely
Right.
sober. And
Just true.
Yeah, but they probably just shouldn't
clumsy
drive.
person.
yeah.
If you can't pass the test sober, then you still shouldn't drive.
Have you guys ever driven drunk? Do you know?
No.
Don't think so.
No.
I've had a couple nights where I wasn't sure. Like back in high school, like I'm right on the edge.
Then you probably were.
I
Yeah,
probably was.
I don't push that line at
Yeah.
all.
If
I
you
don't,
feel like
I don't now.
I'm aggressive and bad enough of a driver as it is.
Yeah.
I don't need to.
That's
push
what I'm
that
saying.
line.
No,
I already hate driving with people, and
Right.
I'm not for people drinking more
I
and
just
driving.
I just choose to throw up out the side of the Uber or the Lyft.
As long as
instead.
you're in an Uber, that's all that matters.
Well, we didn't have Uber when I was drinking in high
not
school.
in
Yeah.
it. Let's make that clear.
That's
but that's
good.
a problem
That
they're
makes
having
you a
right now.
courteous man.
That's a problem they're having right now with like cannabis and marijuana. They don't have a way to determine influence when people are driving because they have to limit how much you can be. Like they're trying to figure out an
Right.
equal. Like,
Yeah, there's no
They don't know how to
immediate
regulate
like
it.
intoxication
and there's
that they
no
can measure.
there's no blood alcohol
Well,
content.
Does it actually inhibit you?
Yes,
Yes.
How?
it slows down your reactions. Same way as alcohol.
I don't think it does.
it does.
If you're like high as fuck, you are not going to drive as well.
Yeah.
As if you're.
There's got to be a level where it starts affecting
A
you.
lot of people consider it a performance enhancing drug. A lot of people do it before like fighting in jiu-jitsu because it eliminates extraneous thoughts and influences, and you're able to focus and really perform.
Yeah, but
I don't
if
think it
you
affects
have-
reaction.
it could probably have you focus on the wrong
If you get
thing,
baked out
though.
of your mind, that's not going to help you.
to drive slow and paranoid.
Yeah.
But
That's not good. We don't want that on the
that's
road.
I mean, there's laws against driving too slow too.
Yeah.
So-
I don't think it actually has a negative reaction on reaction time.
I think we'll have to look into that. I'm
100%
pretty sure
does.
there's
I think
research.
100%
that
does.
I think that's
yeah.
pretty much what it does.
That's
It's-
literally why it makes you high, right? I mean,
So, no,
yeah, it inhibits your
should-
it inhibits like your dopamine.
All right. If
receptors.
anybody has
that has nothing to do with reaction
some
time.
actual research on this, please send it to us
all right, let's see.
at
Probably
hello
a
at
quick Google, just
babbleabpodcast.com.
Marijuana reaction time.
Hey, have I gotten any email by
I
the
mean,
way?
we can do that.
I haven't
I don't
checked
have
on
access to my email
but-
address, so I don't know.
Here we go. Do you guys trust the National Institute of Health?
Yes, sort of.
Maybe.
All right.
Depends what they say about
Depends
this.
whether they agree with me.
The abstract. In this research, were analyzed the effects of marijuana on human reaction time and on performance for motor responses involving both linear and rotary serial arm movements aimed at a target.
All right.
A total of 6 experienced marijuana users served as subjects, and 3 drug conditions dose levels were used.
All right. Hit the conclusion.
The results show that A, simple and complex reaction time was not significantly affected by marijuana or by the interaction between drug conditions.
Yeah.
B, linear movement time was significantly reduced after smoking marijuana,
What does that mean?
while rotary movement time was not significantly affected.
So they reacted with the same speed, but they moved slower.
I don't know. I don't know what linear and I'd have to read the whole paper what linear and complex movements are.
Well, the first thing was just reactions in general.
So
were
C,
not affected.
interaction between drug conditions and task complexity was insignificant in case of both linear and rotary movements. Error rates for the 2 types of motor movements increased significantly, and especially for linear movements at the dose level increased. So the higher, I think the takeaway is the more you have, the worse your will be with motor movements.
Yeah. Makes sense.
but not reaction time.
I think the
Well,
bigger
motor
issue
movements
here is like if you are on weed where they can't measure it objectively in any way, maybe that's where you have a field sobriety test, you know?
All right. Well, motor movements in themselves are very important, obviously. Maybe not reaction time, but if you're unable to control your vehicle like you normally are, there's obviously some effect.
And here's another one.
So
yeah,
might-
I just think
might not be
that
breaking,
the
but-
way that they like alcohol lowering your inhibitions has a manifestation that's very different than marijuana lowering your movement.
Yeah, it probably is
speed,
different, but it
ability.
doesn't mean there's no
like
effect.
one doesn't kill people.
It probably can.
It says here that-
I've read stories about it. I don't
says
know
here-
if that's anecdotal, obviously, but
Those involved in crashes with THC in their blood, particularly higher levels, are 3 to 7 more times likely to be responsible for the incident than drivers who had not used drugs or alcohol.
Okay.
yeah, well,
The risk associated with marijuana. in
Yeah, I
combination
feel
with
like
alcohol-
driving sober is obviously
better.
the best way.
they say if you do it,
yeah, then
if
why
you do
don't
it
we
in
just-
conjunction with alcohol, then it's worse than
Well, yeah,
drugs. Okay,
right.
that makes sense.
It is a
Really? How?
mind-altering drug, but you guys understand the nuance that the way it alters might not necessarily result in danger to other people,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
But
Like alcohol making you drive fast
Like-
and take chances is different, maybe.
That's not
than
what causes the crashes.
Like
in-
meth might make you really good at driving. I don't know.
just hone your senses really well.
I don't know.
You just drive 120 in a residential zone and nail it.
Yeah.
see everything.
It's like in Limitless.
Doesn't meth do the opposite? Doesn't meth like
It's
make
speed.
you fall asleep?
It's like an amphetamine.
It's ADHD medication.
Yeah, you get focus and hyper performance.
All right. Everything that I saw, or maybe I'm thinking heroin.
I think they're very opposite.
Whatever I saw in Breaking Bad was they like did some. I think it might have been heroin.
No, just imagine
Breaking Bad was
imagine
all meth.
putting
No,
No, there was like a scene where they did a drug. I don't know if I think it might have been heroin where they like just pass the fuck out and they have to like put you on your side.
that's
Oh, that's heroin.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
heroin.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And-
That's
yeah.
what the girlfriend
I know
was
so
on.
little about drugs. Yeah, yeah.
Jesse's
No,
girlfriend,
amphetamines are stimulants.
Yeah, okay.
They
I didn't
used
realize
to
that meth
give
was part of
meth
that.
to people in the Nazi army to keep them going.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah,
Just-
meth
just
is-
I think we
Imagine,
did
like-
it too, didn't we?
Probably.
We messed around with it a
Probably.
lot, I
Yeah,
think.
we probably did it without people's
Sure.
consent
in
too.
the 70s, I think we messed with it.
But what's really interesting, or just
in
the analogy
Coca-Cola, right?
for meth for you is imagine you have like just like a Datsun motor, just like some simple
Yeah, okay.
method of locomotion, and then you pour rocket fuel in it,
Okay.
and it just goes 9,000 RPMs for 10 miles,
And then it
then it
goes
breaks
to sleep
down.
for a month.
Yeah,
and then
then
it
it-
explode.
and it breaks down and
yeah,
is destroyed.
So it definitely increases performance, but at what cost?
Right.
is the
Yeah.
idea.
if you need a super soldier for one day, then
Yeah.
Perfect.
YOLO,
That's what Captain America was on.
meth.
Meth.
yeah.
They just gave him a lot of meth.
Wow.
Not even once.
It's like a steady drip of it.
The best meth, not even once, was I saw a picture of R2D2 next to like an old rusted mailbox. Don't do it.
So I think we all agree. Don't break into cars with Ninja Rocks.
Yep.
And
Don't do meth.
Don't do meth. And
Yeah, I hope I didn't come off as like pro drinking and driving.
No.
I'm not, but I think it's a slippery slope where you pull people over preemptively.
Yeah.
It's like we have this Fourth Amendment right.
Sure. I think it's good that
you
you
need to be actually doing something wrong.
yeah.
I think it's good that you distinguish that you aren't pro these things, but that you are trying to logically think about why we're regulating in the way that we are and
Yeah.
making sure that we are doing the right thing. That makes sense.
You can be for responsible behavior and against laws that compel responsible behavior.
The problem is I don't trust the general population to be responsible.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's how
problem.
you end up with talkative people in movie theaters.
yeah.
Yep.
Right?
If they had someone there when you walked in and they said you have to be quiet in here, or else
And then
you're
you get the
going."
death penalty if you're not. No? Nobody? Nobody? No?
I was just
Okay.
going to glance over it. We're going to let you finish and then move on.
I
with our
thought you
lives.
had like any support to back up that.
No, just
No,
the death
no,
penalty is the solution to
okay,
most
that's-
problems.
There it
It's the situation we're in where Jake loves to say outrageous things for the reaction, and we're no longer reacting.
I think it is.
He feels the need to escalate.
He doesn't know how to act.
I'm just confused.
Guys, pay attention to me.
Are you that kid who never got hugged, so you misbehaved because any kind of attention was better than no attention?
No, I hated that kid.
Oh, okay.
I hated that kid.
You weren't
growing
that
up.
kid?
No,
Why?
he
I
was the
hated-
bully
Because
for that kid.
you can simultaneously
He's just
hate that
an
kid
asshole.
and be that kid.
No, Jake was hugged.
That's probably true, but no, I was
Jake was
definitely hugged on occasion.
Actually, you might hit it. You might hit.
You got
him.
hugged 3 times today.
Yeah.
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 And maybe even later if you're
I
good.
had a dog. You
Good,
know?
great story. Hey, do you guys want to talk about the jingle and what we should do about it?
I guess so.
I don't know.
Publicly?
Sure, whatever.
I like the jingle.
So we had some controversy.
Yeah, but like which
so
we have
I like
two.
both jingles. I think we should randomly alternate between
Well,
them.
I want to paint the picture here.
Yes.
Wait, do we
I don't believe in consistency.
No, not really.
Oh, it's-
We need to go.
I think
Oh,
very
we do have
little
to
of
go?
our viewers
Okay.
or listeners.
Any conclusions? Any votes? Let's just do a preliminary vote.
We'll save the jingle thing for later.
Okay. All right. Then we're done.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in. Check us
Ta-da!
out on Facebook, Twitter,
Yeah.
Instagram,
Well, I never
our
post
website,
on any of them.
Live leak.
I guess you could tell us which jingle you like.
babbleabpodcast.com.
Yeah. Do you like the electronica text to speech, or do you like the what would you describe it as, the looping jingle?
I don't know.
Only one of them's really a jingle.
Something where I go
homebrew,
The acoustic one. The acoustic or the electronic.
homegrown, all natural, grass-fed jingle.
beef.
Or the heavily processed in the Babble Lab.
GMO.
And hey, we mentioned Man Room Radio. That's another.
Oh, yeah.
If you like this kind of nonsense where it's just like a couple dudes hanging out and talking, that's a perfect
It is
podcast.
excellent.
Yes, Man Room Radio.
Yeah, and they're also on all the social medias.
Got to check out their top 10 list minus 5.
Yeah, which is just a top
Solid.
5.
No,
No, it's a top 10 list minus 5. I don't know what you're not getting about this.
All right, thanks for listening.
Bye.
This is the Babylon Podcast.